your girl Kelsey Janae. Welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Not sure if you guys can hear me or not with this mask on, but I just got to my gate. As you can tell, of course, by the title of this video, I am on my way to Los Angeles. I am still here in Atlanta, and I'm kind of out of breath because they just changed our gate all of a sudden, and I had to walk all the way down the hall. But it's so weird. Like, both of the planes are going to Texas, but whatever. I'm here. That's why you get to the airport on time, in case they do things like this. So I'm here, just like I said, sitting at my gate, waiting for my plane. I have a connecting flight in San Antonio, and then from San Antonio, I'll be on my way to LA. So I'm not gonna talk long here. Like I said, I'm just out of breath, just kind of chilling now until the plane gets here. I think it boards at about maybe 45 minutes, maybe 40 minutes. Haven't checked the time, but like I said, I'm on time, so had enough time to get from that gate to this gate here. So I will check y'all when I make it to San Antonio. San Antonio, Texas. I am about to head to LA, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. Just made it to Los Angeles. I am at the airport, walking my way over to the Uber area so I can catch a ride to my lodging. So I'll see y'all later. Officially made it to SoCal. Hey, I'm like so excited, y'all. I'm tired, but I'm excited. I made it to Santa Monica. That's where I'll be lodging, and I'll be staying in a hostel. I'm not sure how you say it. It looks pretty neat so far. It's pretty big, lots of people, but it looks safe and clean. So I'm just at this restaurant. I'm like so hungry. I've just really been snacking all day outside of what I had earlier today, but I can't wait to try this food. And then, it feels like it's so much later than it is, because I guess, just being on the West Coast is just so different from being on the East Coast when it comes to time. But I'm excited. I'm glad to be here, you guys. I'm glad to hopefully be able to see some family that I got here, be able to hang out. I got a lot of stuff planned. So I'm excited for you guys to come along for my ride. I am in day 2 of my vacation to Los Angeles. I am currently on a tour. It's supposed to be an all-day tour. Of course, the first stop was actually Santa Monica. That's where they picked us up, which is like a block away from where I'm staying, which is awesome. So right now we're just kind of hanging out at the pier a little bit. And then we're going to get back on the bus in about 20 minutes and then head to the next stop, which I think is Venice. But I'm having a really good time, y'all. I am so glad I did this. This was a last minute trip, but I will check y'all later. think it's like our fourth stop, and it's called the Grove. It's like a, I guess like a shopping center slash farmer's market. But I just ate, as you guys can see, and that burger was so freaking good, y'all. I've been eating like crazy on this trip, and actually I've been walking a lot as well, so I guess it kind of just balances that out. But I think I'm gonna have to take a detox when I get back, y'all. But so far, I'm having a good time. I think we got 2 more stops left, and I can't wait to go to the next 2. We are at the last stop of our tour today. I really enjoyed myself. I'm currently on Hollywood Boulevard, and I'm inside of the Roosevelt Hotel. If you can see my background, it's absolutely gorgeous in here. I know a lot about the history of the Roosevelt Hotel. I just like the history of Los Angeles, period. That's the reason why I came here. I'm all into the history and the culture. You know, LA is not just about, you know, celebrities and sightseeing and all that stuff. I like to learn the history of places. I come from Atlanta. That type of stuff does not, you know, celebrities, all that stuff, that does not faze me. We see celebrities all the time in Atlanta, but like I said, we're at the last stop here. It is so gorgeous in here. Y'all came from the bathroom. The bathroom is even beautiful in this hotel. It's so gorgeous. But we're gonna head back to Santa Monica after this. I'm gonna get back on the tour bus in a couple of minutes, but I had a really good time on this tour. This tour was absolutely awesome. I will link it in my bio below for this video so you guys can see. I found it off of TripAdvisor, which I love to use all the time because you know I love to travel, but it is just, look at this. This is beautiful. Look at that fireplace back there. This is gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, I will see y'all later. I may pick up my camera or phone or whatever. I've been switching back and forth today, later today. And I'll see y'all later. And I decided to be like a local and take the Metro tram downtown, where I'm going to meet up with a few of my family members. And that was an interesting ride. I'm not going to tell you the things that I saw on that train, but anyway, so I can't wait to hang out with my family. I'm just waiting for them. They're going to scoop me up from the train station. And I think we're gonna have like a, you know, just a quick gathering, and you know, I think they're gonna show me around their area. They live in Altadena, California, which is, you know, just north of LA. I guess it's like a suburb of LA. So I might check you guys later. Not sure what else I'm gonna be doing today. I don't know what time I'm gonna be heading back to Santa Monica. If the sun starts shining, it was a little gloomy today. If the sun starts shining, I might go down to the pier and just be able to explore that really. So I'll see y'all later. guys, welcome to the part of the video where I talk about the trip that I just took. Of course, I've made it back from Los Angeles, and please don't click off this part of the video. I have some vital information. So I did share my trip. It was really a spur of the moment type of trip, and I'm sharing it to show you guys what I did, of course, and just letting you know that it was pretty much a budget trip, especially for a spare of the moment trip, because I know I actually started thinking about the trip maybe like 2 weeks before I went. I don't even think it was a full 2 weeks, but it was definitely a budget trip. I know a lot of the things that you saw and what I'm going to talk about may not pertain to you. This is really based on a solo trip, which I think you can also be able to use some of my tips when it comes to if you're like a family of 4 or something and it's several of you guys, a group of you guys. There's a way that you can still utilize, but I'm really still just focusing this on solo travel, and you'll see why. But I had a really good time. I'm just start off by saying that I had a really good time in Los Angeles. I had never been before. I know a lot of people have been there before. Like, you know, it's a gorgeous city. It's a huge city. There's a lot of things to do. Actually, I would absolutely go back because there's a lot of things I didn't get a chance to do, but I did a lot as well. As you guys can see from this video, it wasn't really a relaxation type of video. I was on the go because there was a lot of things that I wanted to do and see, and I had an itinerary. I had a full itinerary, and I am definitely an itinerary type of girl, especially in a city where I've never been before. Now, if it was somewhere that I've been before and I kind of know my way around, I'll just kind of wing it. But when it comes to places that I've never been, I definitely like to make an itinerary and make sure I have things to do at what times and things like that. So that was definitely the type of trip. So when I say budget, and I'll explain that because, you know, traveling anywhere can get kind of expensive. It depends on your budget, your own personal budget. But for me, I think it was a pretty affordable trip, especially going to Los Angeles, because honestly, I was there for 4 days, 3 nights. And if you Google actually how much it costs to go to Los Angeles for 3 days for one person, it's typically about $1,000 and then, you know, that's per person. And I spent, and as you guys can tell, I tried to, you know, list prices and stuff like that. I spent a little under $600 for myself for a 4-day trip to Los Angeles, and I think that's really good. Actually, that's not bad at all. Granted, you know, if you do your research, how much it actually costs, like the average is about $1,000 per person for a 4-day trip, and about $1,300 for a full week per person. And again, like I said, some of these things, they won't really pertain to you, especially the fact that I actually stayed in a hostel, and it was $133 in total for 3 nights, 4 days at a hostel. And it was a very nice hostel with very high rankings. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous inside. I stayed in a dormitory with just women. The hostel that I stayed in Santa Monica, it didn't have mixed dormitories. Some of them do, but that one didn't have mixed. It was either, you know, men or women in the room. And the one that I stayed in, it would sleep 8 women, but you know, throughout the 4 days that I was there was only about 4 of us in there. So we were able to, you know, keep our distance, and it was, you know, sizable. They had lockers in there that were like really tall. It fit my my suitcase that I have here. I have a carry-on, probably I think the largest size carry-on actually, and it fit that, and I was able to lock that stuff up, you know, because I was actually barely in there in the hostel. It was really just a place for me to sleep, because like I said, I had a full itinerary. I was gone. I was literally gone from 6 o'clock in the morning to whatever time at night. I was gone the entire time that I was there, basically. So, like I said, it was $133 in total. That included tax. There's a $18 membership fee that they make you pay, which I think is actually not that bad, because it's a year-round membership, and it gets you discounts and all that stuff. And the hostel that I stayed with is with Hostel, the company. I'll link it below, but it has several hostels across the world. you know, that you can choose from within that membership. So I think that was pretty awesome. It cost me $156 for a round trip ticket. I flew Southwest. I did have layovers, but it wasn't bad at all to me. Anyway, I think it was pretty awesome. But I think that's a pretty good price. You know, if you utilize, you know, especially with Southwest, they have like the low fare calendar. No, say low fare calendar, where you can kind of pick and choose, especially if you know, if you're kind of flexible with your dates. It's really easy to find pretty affordable flights. So, and again, like I said, it was so last minute. I was lucky to be able to. I thought I was gonna have to pay more than that, but $156 for a round trip. I had a layover going there in San Antonio, Texas, and coming back I had a layover in Phoenix, Arizona. And the layovers, they weren't too long. I was able to, you know, grab something to eat, sit down and eat it, you know, relax a little bit, and then get back on the next plane. I spent probably about $110 in food in total for the whole 4 days. And I know actually one of the days, the only thing I actually bought was a metro ticket, which was awesome as well. A metro train ticket. It was $5.50 to get on the train for 24 hours. And I think that's really awesome compared to a city like Atlanta, where it costs $6 for just a round trip ticket. But $5.50 to be able to hop on and hop off the train all day for 24 hours, I think that's really awesome. But it was, like I said, it was one day where I spent the entire day with some cousins of mine. But if you want to make up for that, you can absolutely either, you know, kind of act like a local and kind of hang out in the area that you're staying. If you haven't gotten a chance to explore that area, that's something you can do for free. You can hop on that train, like I said, you can have it for $5.50 for 24 hours. Hop on, hop off. You can go downtown. The train, I took it downtown. You can go to little Tokyo. You know, hang out in La Brea. The stops that, you know, it was probably about a 40-minute, maybe 35 to 40-minute ride from Santa Monica to downtown Los Angeles on the train that I took. But it was awesome being able to see, like, you know, all the stops. Like I said, we went through La Brea, Crenshaw. Just it was interesting. Now, mind you, there was some interesting characters on that train. It was actually pretty empty for a Monday, but I did ride on a Monday. It was a holiday, so, you know, people probably, you know, weren't going to work. They have to go to work. It would probably be busier if it was on a regular weekday, but it was still affordable and it was interesting. I'll just say that, because my family members, they picked me up from the train station downtown, and I went with them to Altadena. Because they live in Altadena. We kind of hung out in the Altadena, Pasadena area. We went to eat in Pasadena, and then you know, I hung out at their house all day on Monday, and we cooked and we talked and we laughed. We had a really good time. My cousin, she actually made some tamale pies, and I never had that before. She made mine vegan, which is awesome. It was so good. I'll probably post a picture somewhere, but it was really good. But I had a really good time. So I was able to save money that day. But like I said, you can kind of make up for it by either, you know, kind of acting like a local, kind of hanging out in the area where you're lodging, do things for free. You can Google, there's probably a million things you can find for free to do in Los Angeles, and just spend a day doing it. Like I said, you can kind of hop on, hop off the train or a bus or whatever. That's another thing. I didn't, that's the reason why I actually didn't rent a car, because I knew that I had, like I said, I had my itinerary ready, so I knew that the things that I wanted to do, I didn't need a car. I didn't need a car. I knew that I was going to be doing a lot of walking around Santa Monica. I stayed in downtown Santa Monica. It's very walkable. If you know, most downtown areas are really walkable, especially if they're, you know, safe, like Santa Monica. So I did a lot of walking. If there was something I needed to get from the grocery store, there was a Vons not that far. Also, there was a Target a block away. I did have to get something. I went to Target. You know, there's a lot of restaurants in the area where I was staying, so I didn't have to walk that far. I was 2 blocks away from the Santa Monica Pier. There's also an area called 3rd Street Promenade, which is like an outdoor shopping center that I went to, which I thought was really awesome. There was a lot of stuff for me to do. I did a lot of walking in Santa Monica, and I knew that if I would have rented a car, I would have, of course, had to pay for the car, pay for the gas, possibly sit in traffic somewhere, because you know LA is famous for its traffic. Mind you, I didn't really see any traffic. There was every once in a while, if I was riding with someone or in an Uber maybe or something like that. Actually, I didn't take Uber, I took Lyft. What I like to do is, but I'll get into that. I'm getting off topic. But I really didn't see much traffic. But I have, like I said, pay for the car, pay for gas, sit in traffic possibly. And then also, because I stayed in the downtown area in downtown Santa Monica, I would have had to pay like $20-something a day. Or night, I should say, to park, because I really wasn't, you know, in that area mostly during the day. Every once in a while I would be just hanging out in that area, walking around, seeing stuff. But I would have to pay $20 a night to park that car, because there's no parking on the street and there's no parking lots. There's like parking lots where you can stay like maybe like 2 hours if you're going shopping at the promenade or whatever, but there was like no for real street parking or anything where you can park overnight if you were staying in that area. So it would have racked up a lot of money for me to be trying to stay in Santa Monica and also rent a car and drive. But I guess also to stay on the getting around part, because I talked about, you know, not having a car. I talked about the train. I did spend some money on shared rides, which I also paid attention. You know, like whenever you want to go somewhere, you got to research. I looked at a lot of videos talking about how to get around Los Angeles, you know, traveling, things to do. And they always say that, you know, if you're doing like a share ride, like Uber or Lyft or something like that, you do want to pay attention to when you're getting ready to go somewhere, because it could easily go from, like, say you think you're going to go somewhere in the morning. It could be like a 16-minute ride, $16 ride on Uber or Lyft, and you know the next hour it can jump up to 30 to 40 bucks, because there's a possibility that you may get stuck in traffic. So I paid attention to that. Luckily I was able to look it up and research it before I actually, you know, when I landed, and before I was actually deciding, because I was going to take a bus. There's something called a Big Blue bus that would have took me from the LAX, from Los Angeles airport to Santa Monica. But I was like, it's kind of late in the day, I don't know about that. So I went ahead and looked up, you know, I always try to compare the prices between Uber and Lyft, and I found a ride, you know, for 24 bucks. And so I did that. I took the ride, and then I actually coming back to us. I'm pushing around stuff, sorry. But coming back to the airport, when I was coming back, I was able to find another ride for 24 bucks. So I found 2 rides for, you know, 24 bucks a piece, which is not bad at all. That was the only time I used the Lyft. Like I said, the other time I was actually, you know, either somebody picked me up, or I took the train, or I walked. And another thing I did actually, which I think is a really good idea, because Los Angeles is definitely a sightseeing city, and you want to see everything that you possibly can in whatever time that you're there. And I was able to do that by looking on TripAdvisor. And you want to utilize all these. You know, I actually found the hostel on booking.com. I like to utilize these, you know, these websites that give you this information. I was able to find out that the hostel that I was staying at had really good ratings, and it was beautiful and all that other stuff. And TripAdvisor is another thing like that, where you can actually find, you know, places to stay, but a lot of things to do, and they give you ratings and all that stuff. So the first thing that popped up, and I will link it below, was an all-day tour. And when I say all day, it was literally 7.5 to 8 hours long. And we went everywhere that you would think you would want to go to in Los Angeles. We went to Venice. Actually, we started off in Santa Monica. They picked us up in a restaurant that was a very beautiful bougie restaurant. I'll tell you that. They picked us up in front of a restaurant in Santa Monica, which was 2 blocks away from where I was staying. So I was able to walk over there. I actually got up, you know, got ready and all that stuff, and I ate. I went and ate at another restaurant, because that restaurant that they were picking us up at was not quite open. So I was out at like 7:30 in the morning. So I went to a restaurant, a cafe that was across the street. And then after I was done eating, I walked over there and I sat around for a minute. There was a lady, you know, kind of giving out, you know, tour guides and letting us know when the tour bus was going to get there. Mind you, this bus is really, 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 really nice. It looked like it was brand new. It was more, it kind of reminded me kind of like a party bus, but it had like, you know, just the row seats, and it said probably like 30 people. It was really nice. The tour guide was awesome. The guy that was, you know, giving us a tour, but they picked us up there in Santa Monica in that restaurant. Like I said, it was 2 blocks away from me, so I walked over there. Then we went to the Santa Monica Pier, which I thought was absolutely beautiful. That was my first time actually going there when I got to the city, because when I got there, I just went out to, went to find something to eat, and then I went back to the hostel, took a shower, and went to sleep, because, you know, I had been traveling all day. But we went to the Santa Monica Pier, hung out there, probably like 20 or 30 minutes. Then we got back on the bus, and then we went to Venice Beach, which I thought was awesome as well. And to me, Santa Monica and Venice Beach are like 2 different atmospheres. Santa Monica is like the more calm, you know, beach. People go walking and all that stuff. And Venice Beach is a place where you want to go to be seen, to me. You know, they had skaters out there. I thought it was awesome. We walked past the place. Well, I walked past the place. Walked past the place where they shot a scene from the movie White Man Can't Jump. You saw Muscle Beach. It was beautiful. And mind you, I love taking the tour. I talked about this in another video of how to solo travel safely. Because you want to do a tour where, you know, there's going to be a lot of people and you feel safe. So, you know, you kind of get familiar with the people that are on the tour, and you can walk around with them if you want to. You can do solo, but make sure you get your butt back on that, you know, back to the area where the bus is going to leave, so you won't get left. But we did that. Went to Venice Beach. We went to the Griffith Park observatory, which I thought was awesome as well. It was beautiful up there. You see all the beautiful views. It's way high up. See all the beautiful views with the Hollywood sign. You know, the view of downtown Los Angeles. You can see all the way to the beach. Several, you know, beaches, because Los Angeles has several beaches. But it was absolutely gorgeous. It was so nice up there. And mind you, it was nice. I had a jacket, but the weather was really nice. You know, it was like probably like 68 or 69 degrees the entire day. And it was warmer actually in the city of Los Angeles versus, you know, in Santa Monica, because, you know, on that beach you got that wind coming off that ocean. But that's neither here nor there. We went to the Grove, which I thought was really nice. It's kind of like a farmer's market slash shopping center, which is really, really nice. And we walked around, was able to eat. That's where we spent our lunch time. We went to Beverly Hills. We went, you know, walking up and down Rodeo. And mind you, we stayed at these places like anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes. And we stayed at the Grove the longest because we were eating lunch. I think we were there for almost 2 hours. Yeah, almost 2 hours, maybe 1 hour 45 minutes. And then after that, then we went to Hollywood Boulevard to see the stars and all that stuff. The stars on the ground, you know, kind of look at the, you know, the Chinese theater and all that stuff. They had Madame Tussauds down there. There was this really big like gift store. I spent a lot of time in there just looking at stuff. It was pretty awesome. Went over to the Roosevelt Hotel, which I always wanted to go to one of those hotels in Los Angeles, where I know that it's, you know, it's really old, has a lot of history. You know, a lot of celebrities actually stayed there, and when I say stay there, like live there, like, you know, Marilyn Monroe, and a lot of people, you know, stayed there, lived there. And I thought it was absolutely beautiful. It was beautiful in the lobby area. It was gorgeous. I enjoyed my time there as well. And then after that, we went back to Santa Monica, and he took us the scenic route back to Santa Monica, not the highway. So we went down, you know, Sunset Boulevard, Melrose. He was pointing out different places. We saw, you know, so many celebrity houses up in the hills. And, you know, they showed us Lucy's old house she used to have, a big pretty mansion, where Charlie Chaplin, where he had a studio there, which I love me some Charlie Chaplin, y'all. But I think it's owned by, well, it was owned by, after Charlie Chaplin, after they ousted this man from this country. That's another story, but it was bought by Jim Henson. And then I can't remember who owns it now. I think one of the studios. We saw all the studios, you know, the big movie studios. We rode past there. Like I said, we took the scenic route back. So, and we got back probably about about 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the evening, back to Santa Monica. They dropped us back off to where we started, and I was able to hop off, go grab me something else to eat, kind of walk around a little bit, and then go back to the hostel. It was awesome. And that was about, like I said, it was about 110 bucks for that. But like I said, in total I spent like 580 bucks, and like I said, that includes my flight, where I stayed, and mind you, like I said, it really pertains to a solo traveler. But you know, if you're a family or something, you can absolutely find, you know, affordable not hostel, but affordable hotels and things like that, or Airbnbs. You can absolutely look that up on booking.com or, you know, airbnb.com. And you know, you don't have to stay in Santa Monica. That was just me. I wanted to stay in that area because I heard it was, you know, absolutely beautiful and just a nice place to hang out. You can stay in downtown LA. You can stay near the airport. They have affordable hotels near the airport. You just do your research, make up an itinerary. You can absolutely spend a budget amount to go to Los Angeles. But like I said, I had a really good time. I would love to go back. There are a lot of places I want to take a day trip to Malibu. There's a lot of things that I want to do, and also not just go back to Los Angeles. I want to go to San Diego, I want to go to San Francisco, Oakland. There's a lot of places in California that I want to go to. This is my first trip to to California, and I really enjoyed myself, and I can't wait to go back and just explore California in general. Because at first, the furthest I've ever been west was to Las Vegas, and I go there all the time. But like I said, I really enjoyed this trip. I really enjoyed it. I've been talking a while, but I had a lot to share. But I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video. If there's anything that I forget, I'm going to post it in the description box below. I just was kind of rambling, kind of talking, but I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And when you subscribe, please hit the notification bell so when I post new videos, you guys will be notified. Deuces.